In fact, I have a theory. It's called the Venerable Dhammika theory. I have a theory, and this is my theory. Jesus wasn't married. He never had a loving relationship with another person. Lao Tzu wasn't married. He never had a loving relationship with another person. Confucius was married, but we don't know very much about his wife. She was probably a good Chinese wife who kept her mouth shut and stayed in the kitchen. And he, for his part, probably demanded that that's where she stay. Significantly, the Buddha was not only married, but he had children. In fact, he was married for quite a few years. He knew what it was like to be both a husband and a father. And the interesting thing is, I suspect that such relationships are, or should be, or could be seen as a training for the higher type of love. You start out by loving your mother when you're a little guy. Gradually, that love expands to your father and then to your brothers and sisters. When you get about, whatever it is, 14 or 15, you start getting spots and pimples, and you start noticing the other sex. Then that love is starting to struggle to express itself to other persons. You get your girlfriend, express itself in another way. Bringing up children is not easy. In fact, it's very demanding, particularly emotionally. So through this whole process, your love is evolving and changing. It is expressing itself in different ways. You are learning things about your love, or the ability to love. Maybe later you develop a deeper interest in the Dharma. You start practicing meditation. You read what the Buddha says about emotions and attachment and what have you, and now you try to, or you find the way you love is different from what it was before. In other words, I would say, through the process of life, these different experiences we have are preparations for the gradual purification and maturity of our ability to love. So what's the first relationship we have? The first relationship we have is with our parents. We enjoy intimacy. When the child cries, the mother hugs it. Or when the father's in a good mood, he will throw the baby up and down, or whatever. Isn't it? Then you have, your love then expands, or it then expresses itself to a different person, your brother or your sister. Then you go to school and you develop at least some attachment to friends, probably of the same sex. Then you reach puberty and you start falling in love in an immature way. We have quite a nice English word for this. Puppy love. You know that term? In fact, there's a song. Oh, they call it puppy love. Yeah. So why do they call it that? Do you know why it's called that? It's called that for this reason. When you go to the mall or the shopping centre and you go to the pet shop, they don't put old dogs and old cats in the window. They put puppies and kittens. Why? Because everybody walks past and goes, ah. Who wants an old cat? They want a young one. They've got big eyes. They wag their tail. So what happens is your heart goes out to it and you buy the damn thing. 3 months later, when it's grown up, you've completely lost interest in it. It's a nuisance. You've got to get rid of it. And then in Singapore, people dump their dogs and cats because they don't want them anymore.
So, what is it?
That's puppy love. In other words, it's quite a strong but immature emotional reaction. You really don't know what it is. It's superficial. But perhaps by the time you're 19 and 20 and you've gone through perhaps 2 or 3 relationships, your love has started to mature, hopefully. It doesn't always happen with some people. But hopefully your love has started to mature. You're looking not just at the surface of the person, but you're looking at other things. Their character, their integrity, what they're like as a person, not just the physical. And then, hopefully, eventually, you find somebody who reciprocates. You get to know them very well. That's intimacy. You share things with them. You share experiences with them. You tell secrets. You do things together, and so on. And eventually, you get married. Or you live together. So, we see here the development of this emotion. What does the Buddha have to say about marriage?